road racing 2 weeks in a row here in Friday Night Lights, but while still in California, we're going to the classic location of it all. It's Sonoma, California for the Wine Country 250. Howie Burrows alongside Ron Mons in the booth today. And out it goes, we are green. Hixenbar's got a jump. Hixenbar's got a serious jump. He's going to take Dyson into the first turn and go straight up the hill. Single file straight out. Adam Benefield battling with Blake Cloart, who drops back quite a bit. Regains his footing in time. Dyson's not done. He's going to make a shot for that sooner rather than later, but the entire front list feels quite busy. That's Joseph McQuarter on the outside of Cloart, who hasn't had the most excellent start. But already reversal on the front, and that's going to be a chase for our road course legend.
Yeah, and so Andrew Dyson, I won't say on the back foot, he's still running in second after all, but having to rattle the cage of Bryson Hixenbar to try and take this win here today. You still got some very good road course ringers right behind. Adam Benefield can hold his own quite well here on these lefts and the rights. And look at Blake Cloart there, your winner of Watkins Glen last season. He's still a driver that I'm looking for a little bit of a spark from so far here this season. The road courses have been a bright spot. I think a win here today would really turn around his season.
By the way, very, very big gap ahead of Jared Grudzicki. P12 and above, that car slowed down pretty much the whole field up ahead. Hoytsma on the outside, doesn't quite get past Cloart. Has to battle with Joseph McQuarter to get through the turn. Gotta say, I do love that design, the new design of the 97. We'll be trying out a few new designs over the last few weeks, and the use of those three colors on a car.
Be waiting for a trip up here from Bryson Hixenbar. The mistakes have started to pile up, though, as Dyson close heading down into the final hairpin. Overshoots it a little bit, and here we go down the inside. Dyson cutting down towards the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to take that race lead.
That felt a little bit inevitable for Dyson, but he got the move done, and aggressively so. Benefield's going to be on the rear of Hixenbar. Bryson Hixenbar, I think he certainly wants a shot. I don't know if this time will be where he gets it. He's going to go for it and he's going to clear it. This is why you never listen to my predictions on anything. Good clean pass side by Benefield. He's through past Hixenbar, who struggled off the rip after that good launch on the green flag. We'll be back. We'll be back. When audio problems happen, which I've had to try and fix, you might get a second of that. We will indeed be back. Apologies. But I'm trying to wrestle a very, very bad audio interface that doesn't like me here today and is treating me poorly. But Daniel Llewellyn had a wreck that took out his car. He's actually the first on lap 4. He's the first one out of this.
Ooh, and bad understeer heading down to turn number 1. And I think, oh no. Bad sideways snap heading out there. Avoids contact with the barrier, but I think he decided, you know what, I'm good.
As you would like to say, as you have said before, he might have run out of give a damn.
Yeah, his give a damn broke. Yeah, so Coffee looking to cook, or I guess Coffee looking to brew right now as he's holding on to P6 at the current moment, holding off the challenge from that number 6 car of Jonathan Delaney. Not often that we see Delaney pop down into this championship, but the two-time reigning FLCC 600 winner was able to call his win back last year in 2025. Still looking to put on a good performance right now here in that number 6 machine. Delaney, no stranger to visiting victory lane here in this championship. In fact, last season here in Friday Night Lights was able to score a victory between the start and the end of that season. That was coming actually at Sonoma last year. So your Sonoma reigning race winner currently holding on to 7th. May have to keep an eye on Delaney. Now, I'll have to look back to see whether or not he had a certain Mr. Andrew Dyson to dice with, but we shall see.
Little bit of dirt there for Delaney on the outside. That's probably slowed him down, really deflated that chance of the battle. He makes a shot up the inside anyway. He actually is alongside. Next few turns are difficult to get the battle done. He'll be on the outside as he approaches the start-finish, but gave up one part to get more. Bold outbreak into that turn. He's ahead now. This is where it sort of slows for him, but if he's alongside enough, he gets the inside. And that's nice and cleanly done. Finally, so for Jonathan Delaney, Alex Coffey losing the place, and he's under threat. I don't want to see from above quite how he got that pass done, though. Oh, that's really going for a gap that barely existed. I thought it was a bit of an outbreak, but he only really got alongside mid-corner. Wiles doesn't really have the guile here. I want to quite see how that one happened. He tries to go for the same move, so he's already seen someone go for this, and he thinks I can do it. Is alongside, and that's just got to be a little bit of oversteer from Coffee. We'll check, but I think that's just, he's just sort of overcooked it a bit on the exit. We're seeing a lot of people struggle with power out of turn 11 here at Sonoma. Yep, you can just see that car is sliding its way out, and that led to a little bit of door-to-door contact. So Wiles still stuck behind Coffee on the road, but certainly will make another shot for that again. He got close.
So see Lucas Hoytsma coming down pit lane. You should probably slow the wheel a little bit there to try and get those front tires to grip up, but I don't think there's any sort of convincing that those front tires would be able to respond too kindly. Those just look like basically PVC pipes.
Just, you know, go for it and dominate. Benefield plays the game as well. So it'll be Benefield and Hoytsma on the front row.
Not sure whether or not there is a realistic scenario in which he can get this move done.
Kluart's quite close to Hixenbar as we enter the final hairpin as well. He's had a very, very good lap, and the lap cars have gotten in the way all over the place. This would be for P2, but I think there might be too many lap cars to do something bold about it. And then we're going to take a look at Wiles, play the same game, goes for the outside, little bit of contact. That's the long way around, unfortunately. Look out for Trull. Andrew Dyson will take the stage win, but Adam Benefield, who, as my theory suggested, will pick up a stage point despite pitting, will be the control car for our checkered flag here. Top two as expected. Dyson this time able to actually clear Hixenbar, start in the correct gear. Kluart up the inside. And oh, it's a little bit rowdy on the outside. That's Jacob Simpson losing out big time. In fact, a lot of drivers dropping down, and I think we might have some spinners. That's Noah Woods around. Race continues. We're going to go yellow for a big track blocker. Top four still as expected.
Everything's still running smooth and flowing nicely at the front of this field. It is very easy for drama to break out here on these restarts at Sonoma, so keep an eye on that throughout the rest of this race. In the meantime, though, we still have this battle. Blake Kluart, who's been in the ringer throughout most of this race, now holding on to fifth. Gotta wonder what this driver, the number 14 car, may be able to do. Has Jonathan Delaney right behind him. He was able to hold him off on the previous green flag run here, but now that he doesn't have to worry about that number 54 car of Alex Coffey that starts off these stints strong and then falls back, I think Delaney may be a serious contender for a top 5 spot.
Really, it's the places 5 down that are the interesting close battle for the day. This top 4 are going to shuffle themselves back and forth, but are going to end in some order close to each other. Benefield's still leading. We've not actually had anyone able to make a move up near the front of the pack. Let's take a little bit of a look at sort of the 2 incidents that happened on the start. Jacob Simpson was the first big one, and then Noah Woods went around as well. Here's Jacob Simpson.
And heading up the hill into turn number 1, under the bridge he's gonna go, and alongside the 54, gets all sorts of squirrely, but in all of that, everybody scrambles, and the 56 gets spun there. That was a 37, I believe, of Zodiac that sent him around. And we take a look at the replay to see how Andrew Dyson was able to get this move done. Good run through the short chute. 97 of Hoytsma got a little bit tripped up there, nearly ended up in the outside fence, and Dyson sneak attack there down the inside. Last of the late breakers through and down the gears. He's going to go, hits the apex beautifully, and Dyson jumping his way up into second.
Recovers it in one piece, no damage. Just as we look away, what happens? Dyson did not get the pass done, so I actually didn't miss something for once. Little much on exit, little much on exit. Slides it out. Labatt Blue.
Labatt Blue, alrighty, so that's Canadian beer. Alrighty, see, I was looking at blue.
Well timed, there's our yellow flag. That's our first random yellow of the race. Well, shouting out, we did get one. We're going to have a bit more time to look at this then in a hot minute, but we've been given all the piece. A bit of one more little self-spin on the track by Michael Mesnard. This is not the cause of caution, it was random, but this reprieve was giving me a time to look at the race events and see that Michael Mesnard on lap 31 struggled on that hill, kept out of the wall. Waits for challenges, Dyson. Another poor start, and Benefield's very far away on the road, 6/10. Dyson's not quite been passed on it. He keeps it out ahead, jumping the curb's going to do anything he can. Hicksenbach sneaks up the inside. Still just a little bit behind going into the turn. But big gaps, look at these huge gaps among our top three. Dyson has a chase to get on if he wants to perfect this race. And if he loses 1 point, you know, he stays basically over. He may as well park it. So, we'll see how that goes. Top three feels almost locked in. Tanner Marty in the wall. No damage on that car. Here it is.
Ooh, is Cliff Mullins already in trouble there? That may have just gotten Tanner Marty a little bit squirrely. Nope, looking fine, looking good. Oh, contact as they head their way into the short chute, and Marty thankfully avoiding contact with the barrier. Had to think better about that rejoin. Finally gets it back up and rolling without any further incident. I had a bad feeling about that as soon as I saw Cliff Mullins overshoot it down to the turn 3 section. Yeah, I think it's a visual gap that always feels a little bit inaccurate here. You see these drivers as close as they are. Dyson a 10.5 behind as he heads his way down to the hairpin. Looks for it down the inside. Last late breakers through into the penultimate turn. Dyson, will he be able to get it done? Wheels it on the inside line. Both them have a sideways wiggle out of the turn, and Benefield still able to maintain a presence side by side across the stripe up the hill through turn number 1. Benefield takes that top spot, still holds on to it. Dyson slips back to second, may have to rethink this one.
This is his last shot. There's only 1 point in it, so really it's a feeling of glory, but it's also the fun of the chase and the fun of racing out here on the circuit, and Dyson seems pretty confident that he can lock this one in. Blackley and Bird, by the way, trading really side by side throughout the whole lap here. They've been doing it all the way up the hill, all the way back down. Still on it, little bit of contact, be careful out there. Here we go, down the hill comes Dyson. Really, he's going to get a shot into the hairpin, and that's about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard does he send it? Let's find out. I don't think he'd do something stupid, especially to a teammate.
Sendito.
Don't want to believe it.
Sendito. Oh,
inside covered.
Okay. That smart driving there from Benefield. Oh, he overshot a little bit through the turn.
And that's going to give us a drag race to the line. Dyson currently ahead, but this turn goes left, and that could be enough for Benefield. It's going to be a drag race to the line, and it is Dyson's. That is Dyson's P1. Very, very close between the two. We're obviously going to wait a short while before we throw the yellow, but they're obviously sorting out the position now as they are expected to freeze it. Here it is, Dyson on the outside. A little bit wobbly from Benefield. It's quite clearly Dyson's win. Waiting for Bruce Reiner to cross the line. Good comeback run. Or did I miscalculate by 1?
No, it should be the end of lap 40. No, 45.
45.
Lap 45.
Oh my goodness, that was
I'm
just.
looking at.
So
I misread that myself.
So that was just an excellent battle across the line between the two. Well, Dyson takes the place 5 laps before he needs to then.
If Andrew Dyson wasn't in this race, Benefield would be in his own zip code, but Andrew Dyson is. So right now we've got a collection of drivers up towards the front that are still not too terribly far away from each other, but pace-wise, all in their own little league.
Here's Simpson flipping it as well. This is going to be a more unpredictable third stage because a lot of the drivers flipping it were not some of the faster ones on the field. So, I mean, like Hoytsma flipped its third, already, you know, he's a fast road course racer. But some of these other ones are going to be starting up front. They are going to be corks in the bottle. Bird and Mullins as well. It's going to be a really unusual restart. I almost don't trust it. And Adam Benefiel is going to go for the flip. I think it did work for him the first time, but he's going to sacrifice the stage points again and actually go for the big points of the race. If you do it twice,
these are the questions that pop into my head.
If they do it twice, they give you the super soft tires. Coffee's around.
There you go.
Alex Coffee's around and damaged on the front. That car's been wrecked out of this race.
Oh, and he may have had some assistance here. Oh, yes, he did. Kluot. Oh, and a big hit there into the wall as he, nearly ends up getting hit once more. That was a 71, I believe, of Hunter Truel.
Pretty unfortunate here. I think Kluot just mounts that curb and Coffee's the one in the way. And, I mean, that is an avoidance job. That's not that hard of a hit, but he's actually out of this race entirely. That's a meatball flag on that car, and that's unfortunate for a driver that actually was performing decently well in the pace and just sort of got sent into a different dimension. Now, dare I say final lap of the stage? I think I do. I think I'm correct this time, which makes a change. Andrew Dyson on his way to a clean sweep here today. He's going to do it one more time, but I think he's potentially up for it, you know. Here's Bryce Reiner on Hunter Truel. Had to dodge that incident earlier, Truel. Side by side through the turn. Truel's a little bit unsteady on exit. That's P7. It was due. It was due eventually. Dyson, 2 out of 3. There's Benefiel off into the distance. Wipe the gap. And a big,
trouble for the 15.
Wreck. Ouch. Oh, there's a yellow for that. We have called the yellow. And that's a brutal wreck into the first turn. It hasn't hit any of our biggest players, but it has hit a few drivers here that are getting sent down. Like Cody Bird and Lucas Hoytsma actually is out as a result of this. That 15, the 15 gets loose, and everybody else is in his way.
Look at Dyson's perspective. He got sent off into the dirt there, heading up the hill into turn number 1. I think he had a roller coaster ride heading down to the first corner. Let's take a look at this here. Obviously, a huge stack up heading through the first kink in the road. 15 spins, pancakes the wall, and everybody else just caught up as collateral damage. Tragic end to the night for the 97, of course, there of Lucas Hoytsma. The 5 of Bryce Reiner also in trouble here, as you can see. Here's the 41 of Dyson. Actually gets all 4 up off the deck. Avoids the barrier by inches. Somehow doesn't get clobbered, but in that rally action heading off the track, has sustained some damage on that race car.
Here's a moment for you, Kirk. There you go. Look at that. Keeps it going out of the wall. He actually caught at the point of caution. P5 slides back across the track too, and if that's just nose damage, that shouldn't be a huge race effector. So we do have Hoytsma out of this.
If he was there with Andrew Dyson, who's now coming down pit lane, he would have gotten involved in that mess and probably would have found himself on the wall and out of it.
Dyson does have damage he feels like he needs to repair. That's a big deal. Sends him to the back of this. He will get that done, but he will be behind the whole field. Bryson Hicksenbar in P5 and Dyson at the back. Let's see if we can make it past the first turns this time. Benefiel gets the launch up the hill. Through the middle. Bit of an awkward curb whack. Oh, Hicksenbar really trying to squeeze it up the middle.
Yeah, I was worried there about Blake Kluot on entry. Had a bit of an awkward curb whack as he headed his way up the hill. Still looking for a good spot right now, running in 7th at the current moment. Still looking for a move down the inside of Cliff Mullins. May be able to get done as they head their way through the short chute. That's got to be Kluot jumping his way up into that spot. That 14 machine, still a very good road course racer. Just haven't seen an extra level of spark out of that car quite yet. But for a driver like him, who's got borderline trying to make his way into the chase, this would be a very good result for that number 14 machine.
could be quite the shift up on the points if it goes this way. Here's Delaney. Past Blackley. Easy does it. P3 for now. A lot could happen. Actually, don't know if the cars quite have the fuel either. We'll find out. Hixenbar, though, has quite a few cars to dispatch, and Blackley's the first. Pretty clean into the hairpin. He needs to at least make it up to P2, which is very much doable. Dyson is up to 16th already, by the way. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but he was just wildly off the line. Do you think he slid out of this turn? Or did he just understeer? He just understeered out of the turn, didn't carry enough speed. Almost looked like he was sort of gunning for pit lane. He did be let back out on the track in time. That's cleared up some space. And here's the big chase for P8. Lots of cars in a row here.
Yes, still Dicey right behind. Dyson looking to get his way up into 9th with Matthew Boston Wheeler, and that number 10 machine being the only thing that separates him from that spot. They got a little bit sideways as they head their way over the crest out of turn number 3. Matthew Boston Wheeler trying to do everything in his power to hold on to that spot, but I feel like it is a futile fight. It's only a matter of time before Dyson tries to get something to stick. However, he's gotten the race lead, gotten the lead over Dyson, that is, as they head their way off through the S's. As we take a look to see what the deal may have been, this is 17. That's his way into the turn number 3 section. There was some drama with Cliff Mullins as we cut to the replay, but the 17 main driver of note spins on entry, gets clobbered. Unfortunately for the driver behind, nowhere that he can really go. As we take a look to see what happened to the 44 of Cliff Mullins, this hang down to that same section, turn number 3, loses it on entry, overcorrects, swaps sides like he's flipping burgers, and nearly finds the barrier.
Blackley, so I'll get you cranked up on board in the second. But number 1, Zodiac runs wide pretty badly there. And then what happens to Blackley down the road? Oh, you can see that rear end fishtailing. Next up, 2.9 seconds of chase for P3. I think Hixenbar is viable food here today for Dyson.
Strip for that matter. So that contact there, the 41, Dyson dives it down the inside. Not going to be able to make it stick, but right now you can tell aggression coming to the form of that usual calm, cool, and collected Aussie. He tried to go for it on B3. That was a heave-ho. That was a send. He licked the stamp, tried to send it. Unfortunately, got stuck in customs. Oh, already a little bit squirrely at the start of the S's. This is just going to get worse from here. Oh, same wall that Alex Coffey found himself hitting a bit earlier on in this race, but unlike the Coffey incident, that was self-inflicted. Pride on Bryson Hixenbar just a matter of a few laps ago. That was a little bit odd from him. As we take a look at side-by-side racing, Noah Woods and Bryce Reiner. Reiner looking for it. Noah Woods going to say, no, thank you. Contact being made all through the S's. They were somehow able to keep those cars going in a straight line. I think that both of them should go out and buy a lottery ticket after that. At a poker table.
Oh, a slide on exit from Hixenbar. That's a terrible exit, and that's going to give it up almost completely now. Dyson side by side. He's going to have momentum. It's not quite clear, but he's going to get it done over this hill. The move gets done, and all it took was forcing the error. I'm looking at the flashes out of my window. They are absolutely intensifying as this race approaches the finish. So we might reach the checkered flag. And he is claiming some points over both of his rivals. Although, I don't know how much this is going to help him in the championship race. Because remember, he sacrificed 2 stages. Whereas Dyson and Hixenbar didn't. I actually do wonder if this is, he's kind of lost 20 points on the table here. So this might not be the championship swing he's looking for, but a win is a win. And he always wants to take him to the bank. He always wants to say he outraced Hixenbar at the very least. Jonathan Delaney, keep it together. Oh, keeps it out of the pit wall for P2. This is what you meant by keeping it together into the final lap. He almost wiped out of a P2, but Adam Betterfield takes the checkered flag over the line here at Sonoma.